What's going on, everybody? Welcome to For the Republic. I just wanted to make a quick short video on James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, and their exposed CNN saga that they've been releasing over the last few weeks. James O'Keefe has exposed a lot of wrongdoing coming from CNN. It's really sad and shameful that the mainstream media has not decried CNN and Jeff Zucker, his leadership, and his supposed news anchors who mindlessly are empty vessels for his Trump derangement syndrome. James O'Keefe with his whistleblower, that's a real whistleblower, not Adam Schiff and Joe Biden. Working with people who've worked with them to malign the president. This gentleman who actually worked at CNN and got hundreds of hours of video has exposed the underbelly of mainstream media. And it's not, I'm telling you now, it's not just CNN. As an American citizen who grew up in this country, who's proud of this nation, and who's proud of the days of old, and I see what's going on here when you got Jeff Zucker, a 9 a.m. call telling all his anchors and his organization, oh, don't worry about the debates, don't worry about anything, we're going to stay on impeachment. Impeachment, this is going one direction, this is where we're going, stay focused. We're going to impeach the president and we're going to pretend like this is the news. No, in fact, we're creating the news and we're spewing it out to the American people, and people who don't know any better think that CNN is objective news. This is criminal. This is wrong. And then when you see James O'Keefe, one of his investigators, talk to Jake Tapper or talk to Jeff Zucker. Zucker is such a coward, he didn't even speak up at all. He just stuck his nose up in the clouds and pretended like he couldn't hear anything and continued to walk to his entourage. What a scumbag. We didn't vote for you. We didn't vote for you, Jeff Zucker. We voted for Donald Trump. He did better than you at NBC. He became a celebrity after he was already a millionaire. His celebrity in NBC gave you a name, as pathetic as it is. Then you go to CNN and you guys give Trump all kinds of free publicity during his 2016 run, and it backfires on you. You thought he was a joke, but guess what? He was saying things the American people wanted to hear, things that we hadn't heard. You know, we heard from other presidents that America wasn't great, that we should take a step back and look at ourselves and be more humble. This is the greatest country in the world, and we know it now. We feel it again now. We see this country turning around. But instead of you guys being objective news, Donald Trump wins the presidency, and you make it your life goal to destroy his presidency. So you work with insurgents in his White House. You work with people in the deep state. You work with people who are anonymous, that don't exist, and do everything you can to malign this president. And now you're on this, we're going towards impeachment. I wonder, once A.G. Barr, when his investigation ends, when John Durham's investigation ends, I wonder if any of these people, if any of these organizations like CNN will be a part of it, because it seems well orchestrated. The country's doing better than it's ever done. Donald Trump hasn't done anything wrong. After all these years of your lies, Don Lemon lying. You know, we got all these CNN anchors lying for 2.5 years. Trump is an agent of Russia. I think that Vladimir knows how to handle an asset. You got people saying this on your air, lying on a president who's doing nothing but working for the American people. And then when Mueller comes out and then all these investigations are done, we realize that, oh, Trump didn't collude or conspire with anyone. But none of you bastards went on the air and said, hey, we were wrong. We did something wrong. And many might see it as anti-American that we were actually pushing you to be against a duly elected president on the premise that he did something that never happened. We apologize. None of you ever even thought to do that. You just continued on with the next conspiracy. And here we go with Ukraine. And I'm sure that you guys are part of this too. It's just a damn shame that people like you are allowed to do this kind of thing and hurt this country. I hope that in the end, when your career is over, Jeff Zucker, when the career of your patsies is over, when these empty vessels who work at CNN, when their careers are over, I hope that the American people look back on you and look back at your legacy as anti-American, treasonous bastards. James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, you deserve every type of award, Truth Award, Pulitzer Prize. You're doing real journalism. And these people on the left or anyone who just wants to hate on Donald Trump because that's their job, that's what haters do, will malign you and say that James O'Keefe and Project Veritas is far right, or they use trickery to get people and they manipulate. It's bullshit. It's a lie. James O'Keefe has done magnificent work, and it's something that has never been refuted, in my opinion, when it comes to CNN, when it comes to these organizations that are on tape saying the things that they do. We got a Me Too thing going on at CNN too. You guys are corrupt. I hope in the end the American people wake up to what you guys have put them on the track to do. So many Americans believe that CNN is objective news, real news. So many Americans, get up in the morning and they see your anchors and say, okay, what's going on? They don't know at 9 o'clock. You, Jeff Zucker, are telling them what to say to people. You're giving them the news to give to Americans. You are the news. You don't give the news. You are the news, and it's quite pathetic. And I hope more Americans wake up. I hope more African Americans wake up. I hope more, critically thinking Americans wake up and understand that this has all been a scam. This has all been a coup on behalf of the deep state, members of Trump's White House who do not like what he's doing because it's ruffling the feathers of the old and destroying old tenets that have existed for decades, and the mainstream media, who is deeply embedded with the Democrat Party, the DNC, and as we all know, Russians. Just ask Hillary Clinton. Pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. Expose CNN, James O'Keefe, Project Veritas. Please continue to expose these people. They're going to have to answer for what they've done. You can't, Jake Tapper, you can't just walk away and say, hey, talk to our PR department. No. You talk. You tell us what you think. When you were on the air with Kellyanne Conway and Jeff Zucker was in your ear twisting the knife and twisting the screwdriver and trying to get you guys into this whole horrible situation of an interview, you didn't have anything to say then. You just regurgitated the nonsense he was telling you to say. But when people ask you what you think about it, you have nothing to say. You have nothing to say when Jeff Zucker's in your ear saying, hey, we're going to take a few minute interview, turn it into 30 minutes, and just attack Kellyanne Conway. You have nothing to say. Talk to PR. You people are pathetic. You people are a disgrace to the mainstream. To the mainstream. The mainstream doesn't mean anything. You guys are a disgrace to journalism. A disgrace.